And I also wanted to talk about politics. I wanted to expand upon what I said in the first video about politics. And I was talking about how when you are primarily supporting just one party, then that undermines your political strength. Now, we face a dilemma as a people. We face the whole dilemma of the lesser of two evils. Right now, we have a party that completely ignores black people, and that's the Republican Party. They couldn't give a damn about black people. In fact, they benefit from being hostile to the interests of black people. And there's history about the so called Southern strategy. It's well documented that they had a deliberate strategy designed to pander to white races. And they continue to do so today. So they're hostile to voting rights, they're hostile to affirmative action, they're hostile to programs that benefit poor people and black people in general. So that party does not serve the interests of black people. And it doesn't really make much sense for us to support that party. And then on the other hand, you have the Democrats, which does pander to African Americans during election time. But when that party is voted into power, often our interests take a backseat to other people's interests. For instance, with Obama in the White House, we've been told that he's not the president of Black America, that he's the president of all America. And that whole slogan has been used to basically tell us to shut up and wait our turn. Meanwhile, the same president doesn't use that kind of terminology when he's dealing with women, when he's dealing with gay groups, when he's dealing with immigrant groups. He doesn't tell them that he's not just the president of Hispanics. He doesn't tell them that he's not just the president of gay people. He doesn't tell them that he is not just the president of women. Instead, he deals with their issues. He advocates for them. And I'm not saying that the president doesn't advocate for African American issues. I've documented in other videos about what he's done for African Americans, but often our issues are not given top priority as they should be given, especially in light of the fact that we are the most loyal supporters of this president and the Democratic Party. So often we're forced to choose between these two parties. And we're in the scenario of the lesser of two evils. For instance, if Hillary Clinton is elected to be the Democratic nominee for president, despite the fact that she and her husband supported policies that are detrimental to African American people, we will be forced to choose between her and another candidate that is further to the right than her. And we'll be stuck in that lesser of two evils scenario. As we know, her husband supported policies that have led to the mass incarceration of African American people. As we know, her husband supported so-called welfare reform, which stripped people of valuable uh, services and aid. So it's like we're stuck into this scenario. So it's not like we can just say, well, let's half of us support the Republicans and half of us support the Democrats. Because even then, that would dilute our voting power when it comes to president. And again, you have one party that couldn't care less about black people, a party that specializes in putting forward um, these token house Negroes that basically attack their own people. So the Democrats and the Republicans are not the answer to our problems. We need to have a third party option, especially in our major cities. There's no reason why a predominantly black city needs to be ruled by a white party. And the Democrats, just like the Republicans, are ruled by white people. And I just wanted to add this one point. As I watched the first part of the video dealing with this book review, this thought came to me. And it reminds me of something that Malcolm X said. He said, only a fool would allow his enemy to educate his children. And that's the quotation paraphrased. I know it's not exactly like that, but that's the essence of what he was saying. We are turning over our children's minds to the same people who oppressed us. And we are actually expecting these people to teach us about ourselves. We are actually expecting these people to give us the tools that we need for our liberation. I mean, just sit back and reflect upon how ridiculous that is, to expect your enemy to give you the knowledge that you need to be free.